my clothes smelled like my food, okay? It was just like nasty. If anybody's ever lived in a studio apartment, you know what I mean. And I needed a new car. At the time I lived in Minnesota, and it was just a struggle, man. I was struggling. I was struggling to get up. I was struggling to do my calls. I struggled so much I got another job, and I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up, and I struggled so much with eating. I had food issues, and it was just this, the demons were coming in, man. And I remember vividly, it was snowing and it was freaking freezing in Minnesota. Thank God I don't live there anymore. But I had this moment of what am I going to do with myself? Who am I going to become? Because I'm running. And some of you are running. You're running from who God created you to be. You're running from the person that you really love. You're running from your destiny. You're running. And I was running. I wanted to run away. But instead, I decided to move my feet and to take that step forward. And when I did that, it changed everything for me. I started to transform from the inside out. And that is what you're all called to do. You know, it's so funny. The other day I was on a call with a friend of mine in LA. And she said, I'm so motivated. I want to change my life. I'm like, that's great, honey. That's so great. What are your goals? She said, I want to do this charity, and I want to create this business, and all these goals. I'm like, that's amazing. You want to change the world. You and every single other beauty queen out there. That's awesome. How are you going to do that? I asked her, how are you going to do that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I kind of chuckled. And this is what I call hard love. And I said, I don't believe you're ever going to do anything, if I'm going to be honest. Because if you cannot change the square footage around your feet, you are certainly not going to change the world. If you cannot change one person's life, you are certainly not going to make a dent in the universe. You see, you change lives and you change your life 1 square foot at a time, 1 step at a time. That is how you change the world. So many people want more. You're here today because you want more. I know that about you. You are already my people. However, you've got to look at your life right now and all the things you're focused on and all the areas of where your time is going to. And every single time my life gets crazy, and every single year I've grown, okay, I go back to what's called essentialism. You see, when I talk to people and when I'm out there in life, I find that so many people are doing 1,000 things, getting nowhere fast. Okay, they say yes to this commitment and yes to this commitment, and they're spinning. And you heard Eric talk about greatness and what it really takes. And there's this story out there saying you can do it all, you can have everything. And I think that's just complete BS. If you want to be great, you've got to choose. You've got to choose where you put your time. So I love this diagram you can see up on the slide, because the non-essentialist is yes, 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 yes. You know who you are, Veronica. Yes, 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 Fran. But the person who knows what is essential, who knows what they're focused on, they say yes to a few things that matter. Your family, what you're focused on, what's going to build your dreams. And when I knew, hey, I want to make $1 million a year, I was like, okay, a millionaire is worth $500 an hour. So is this activity equivalent to $500 an hour? Yes or yes. I changed the way I made decisions. And this is a few different ways that you can change ways you make decisions as well, is you can say to yourself, is this supporting where I'm trying to go? Is this supporting my dreams? Does this make sense to where I'm trying to go? And that's how I decide what's a yes and what's a no. It's essential that you figure this out, because after these next 3 days, you are going to be alive, fully charged, ready to go. But then moments later, you could be stumbling on everybody else's agenda, and you say yes to all these things, and they're not going to help you fulfill your dreams. They just won't. So what do you need to leave behind? What do you need to leave behind today to let the old you die and the new you be born? You know, sometimes we just say, God, give me my dreams, please. I mean, have you ever been praying at night like, can you just do something? Can you cut me some slack here? And you're just waiting. You're waiting. When it says in a really good book that you must move your feet. I will give you more when you move your feet. What are you waiting for? No one is coming to save you. And guess what? If all your dreams came true right now, in your current state of mind, your current body, you would F it up in 5 seconds. Because you have to change. God will only change you if you change you. And the way we change is through action, my friends. That is how we change. So what must you leave behind? Is it your upline? Do you rely way too much on your upline? Are you just like banking on them for every call? You're waiting for them to motivate you? Let me jump on the team call so they can motivate me. That ain't gonna last long, I tell you that. Do you need to leave behind your friends, your drinking buddies? For real. Have you ever noticed when you stop drinking, they no longer call you? Have you ever noticed that? You see, because they're only comfortable with you when they're intoxicated and you can all be losers together. I know this is hard. I know it is. But what must you leave behind? Settling for a mediocre life that you complain about every single day so you can live a great life? Only you can answer that. So what must you leave behind, and then what must you do? That's my question for you. Some of you are willing to share what you must leave behind. I got to tell you, when you get the courage to leave stuff behind that no longer serves you, that doesn't really fulfill your soul, and you're using it to numb yourself out, that's when you move forward. And you start to realize, I was given all of these amazing gifts from my Creator. I feel so much better when I'm surrounded by people that are like-minded. I feel so much better when I really focus on what's essential to me. And I'm moving forward to the things that matter most to me and not far away. And when this happens, let me tell you, people will look at you and they will say, who is Brenda? Oh yeah, I once knew her. She's changed a lot. Who is Sandy? She's really changed. People look at me and they say, who is Emily? Who does she think she is? And I say, I know exactly who I am. And I like to joke that the black sheep of the family eventually becomes the goat. I like to joke about that. Because it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how smart you are. None of that matters. What matters is that you say yes and you cross the line. The point of no return. And if you trust me, if you are open, I want to walk you through something that changed my life. If you'll stand up right now. This is what I like to call a defining moment in my life and in your life. This is for you. This is not for me. I want you to close your eyes. And I'm taking you into a dark room. We are in a dark room, my friends. It is pitch black, and it is only you. Now I want you to look over your left shoulder. And a spotlight is shining down. And I want you to keep your eyes closed. And when you see that spotlight shine down, you see those that love you. You see your children. You see them look you in the eyes. They're looking up at you and they're saying, Mommy, Daddy, go, do it. You see your loved ones, you see your family. And they say, why don't you move? Why don't you move forward? I believe in you. The spotlight turns off. You look to your right, and there's now a new spotlight. And it's shining down on your business partners. It's shining down on a man who's praying at his bedside for a solution. He's praying and he's saying, help me, help me. God, send me an angel, send me an angel. The spotlight goes away. You look behind you and you see everything you hate. You see your dead-end relationships. You see the living room you'd wanted to redo for 10 years. You see the getting up early. You see the job you can't stand. You see the limiting beliefs. You see the addiction that you're trying to beat. You see everything that you cannot stand, your old life. The spotlight goes away. Look forward. You see out in the distance, there's a light shining down. It's far away, but you can see it. Close your eyes, you can see it. What do you feel? You see it, and you see your dream life. You see money coming in. Money's not an issue. How do you feel? You see your kids so proud of you. They're so proud of you. They say, that's my dad. That's my mom. They help people. How does that make you feel? You see yourself living by design. You feel bold. You feel courageous. You feel confident. You don't limit yourself. There's no limits. How does that make you feel? But the light starts going away. It's going away. And you suddenly feel a rubber band around your waist. You feel a rubber band and it's pulling you back. It's pulling you backwards. And you're like, no, what's going on? It's trying to pull you to your past. It's trying to pull you back to this old identity. And you feel it and you don't want to go there. You don't want to stay where you are. You want to move forward. So what you must do is break the rubber band. You've got to break it. And this is a moment. This is your moment. You have to break the band. So feel the rubber band. You feel it. Feel it on your body. Feel it on your stomach. And on the count of 3, if you are bold, if you are ready, you got to rip that rubber band off. Do it with me. 1. It's going away. You are not retreating. 2. And when I say 3, you step forward. 3, step forward. Step back. Welcome to your new life. This is your home. This is where you belong. Focus on this. Moving forward, moving your feet forward. This, my friends, is where you belong. People are waiting for you. You are designed for so much more than how you're living. You are called. And it is time for you to live your greatest life. Not my life, not Eric's life, not Marina's life, your life, however you want it.